Hey, what's up guys? Toby Hampson, 46RC, out here at the 2023 Barnstormers Big Apple Challenge. We are kind of halfway through, or quarter of the way through, the second round of qualifying here. This is the Nitro Truggy sort. I think there's only one heat of them. Adam Drake's on the track right now, Brian Carter. You might see both of them whiz by me as I'm standing here. Anyway, pretty good event so far. A little bit of a late start, a lot of rain yesterday. Hoping tomorrow we can get our program in. It looks fairly unlikely if I'm realistic personally, but I'm not a weatherman, although a lot of people are in RCR. Anyway, I'm going to try and travel around the pits a little bit, do some interviews, catch up with some of the local racers and some of the people who have been racing at the barn for a long time. So excuse my interviewing skills or lack thereof as I gain a little bit more confidence and try and improve with each one I go along. All right, thanks. Bye. Anyway, here at the 2023 Barnstormers Nitro Challenge, and I'm here with Brian Carter, who was here all day practicing. So Brian, how long have you been racing at Barnstormers now?
For Barnstormers, I mean, I've been around the hobby 12 years, but after my first year racing, I came to Barnstormers, and I've been loving every minute of it. We live 15 minutes away, and it's my home track.
So you raced, I guess you started racing in Station 2, right?
That's correct.
Middletown?
Yeah, Mechanicstown, just outside Middletown.
Yeah. That's cool. So now you're 12 years in.
Yep.
And you were just at the Worlds last year.
Yep.
Spain?
Yep.
Right,
September.
Right. So what are your big plans for racing the rest of the year beyond this race?
So beyond this race, we'll be at Mugen Challenge at LCRC Raceway, and really after that, we don't have too much planned for big events, but I'm sure we'll find something.
You got to travel down to the to Fort Brawl maybe?
Yes.
Yeah, that's going to be indoors now, right? Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, that should be good. Something different.
For sure.
You never know with the weather down there.
It's always on main day.
Flip a coin, you know. Yeah, I'm going down there. Are they keeping the same dates, you know? I don't know.
I think they are.
I've been talking to Zellner about it, and he mentions they may be moving the dates. I don't know. Hopefully it's not, because I already booked my flight.
Yeah.
So track-wise, you know, I haven't driven a single lap on the track. So how's the layout? You know, easy, some challenging parts.
Yeah, there are a couple challenging spots, but other than that, it flows really well. It races really good. The surface has been awesome. It's not rough. It's really good. If anything, the rain's helping us a little bit because it's keeping the track together. It's not blowing out. So, in my opinion, it's one of the best layouts we've had for Big Apple, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I was talking to Rohan a couple of weeks ago, and we were talking about a layout he did a few years ago, and I was trying to find it online. I think it was 2016.
Okay.
He put a layout in for a Friday night club race the week before, and me and Tony E were talking about it, and it was like really a lot of fun. I can't remember, there was some kind of feature in front of the driver's stand. You kind of stepped up, stepped down. Anyway, Rohan changed it for the Big Apple race, and we were like so gutted when he took that part out. So me and Rohan were talking. He's like, "Can you remember what that layout was?" And I'm like, I really can't.
Yeah.
And I tried to find videos and pictures. I had nothing. But I think this sort of is fairly close to that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some of the features. But yes, should be good. All right. Well, appreciate your time. Just gonna try and travel around a little bit, see who's here, and try and do a little montage of people for the Northeast RC Racers podcast and 46RC. So thanks for your time.
Awesome. Thank you.
George, I can't spell your last name.
Nobody can. Don't worry about it.
Say it.
Chakiris.
Chakiris. Completely unpronounceable. But anyway, we're here at the 2023 Big Apple Challenge.
Nitro Challenge.
Say Nitro, but it's not to offend electric people. Anyway, I'm here with George, and I'm here with Alan, who's behind the camera. I'm going to chat with him in a minute. Just rolled in. It's Saturday morning. It's qualifying. It's round one right now. Cars are on the track. So, George, talk to me about Barnstormers there. This car looking shiny, and
Barnstormers?
It is actually pretty clean. So how long have you come into the barn, George?
I've been coming to the barn probably for about 10 years now. I had gotten back into the racing hobby in 2009, and it's pretty ironic. Barn was one of the actual first places that I had found that was doing any type of remote control car racing. At least online, one of the first places I found. I came up here actually with my e-buggy when they were running 10 scale indoor, and I had met Lou Sistema at the time, and who was the owner of the facility for many, many years, the guy who started Barnstormers for the most part in his family. And I walked in and had no clue about racing because I had just picked up a used car from somebody, and Lou basically told me right off the bat, he's like, listen, this is not really the car for in here because it's 10 scale indoor, very tight, but you drove an hour and a half and we're not going to tell you to go home. So if you can't wheel your car, I'm going to ask you to sit down. But if you can and I feel comfortable, I'll let you out there and run. Short of the long, I ended up staying the whole day and running. It was a great time, and I've been to Barnstormers every year since, and between Mr. B Day, Lou's Half Gas Blast, you name it, every event that they have here is solid rock and roll. And then, now that Rohan's taken over the place in the last few years, as good or even better, holding bigger events, and more guys are coming out. So we're super excited for the Big Apple Nitro Challenge, that's for sure.
When you used to race with Lou was fairly well known for not being able to pronounce people's last names. So you got P-word, G-word. So did he give you a name?
Yeah, he did. And it's similar to a very sexy South American singer. So I'm pretty proud about that. However, he's got a couple of other meanings for it. But Shakira is one of the names Lou liked to call me, actually, clitoris. He said that rhymed with Chakiris, and I said, Lou, I really don't have a problem with that, considering it's how I came into this world and something that I enjoy when given the chance, so I'll take it.
So you were here all day yesterday practicing?
Yeah, yesterday's practice was a good time. I came in actually Thursday night. My wife saw me pretty antsy sitting around the house, knowing I was going to leave the next morning. She said, get out, have a good time. So I came up here, hooked up with Alan. We came out here yesterday morning. It was great. And track's amazing. I mean, we got tons of rain yesterday, but it dried up really fast. The track's got great pitch to it and material, and times are really fast. Guys were hitting 24s yesterday, fastest guys.
Cool. Wow, that might be me. So what tires will be working for you? What do you think they'll change today? Obviously, it looks like we're going to get maybe some sun, hopefully. What do you think? I mean, yesterday track was pretty dry, right?
Yeah. Tire choice for me is pretty simple. I don't think outside the box. I have a sponsorship from Hot Tire, which is great, so they support me well. But in general, what happens is if it's really wet out there, I'll tend to use a Bangkok, and then if things dry up and things get real tight and abrasive outside, I'll end up going to an Amazonian. So between those two tires, I'm pretty hooked up.
Probably just soft, super soft today when it's cold.
I start out with soft today. It's not cold enough to do super soft, and then hopefully by the afternoon I'll be into mediums.
Cool. All right. I think that's about it. Any other? Yeah, cool.
The track's pretty awesome. The layout's great. I'm sure Toby's going to grab some great footage of it. I love technical layouts. Got tons of jumps. Feels like we're racing on a supercross track, so I'm stoked and really excited for everybody to see.
All right, appreciate it, Clitoris. I'll talk to you later.
Thanks, Toby. All right, we're here with popular Davis Taylor at the 2023 Big Apple Nitro Challenge. Looking like a few clouds in the air. How's it going, Davis? How's your day going, buddy?
Pretty good. I had a decent run in nitro buggy, a couple bobbles, but managed third in my heat. With Kata and Justin ahead of me, so
nice.
Yeah, I felt like I was at least close to pace. Didn't get really any nitro buggy practice, so
right.
It was
I was out on the track with my camera, actually following it a little bit, so I was able to see a little bit of the action. Car looked good out there.
Yeah.
What are you running? Truggy as well? Or?
E-Truggy as well.
E-Truggy,
yep,
yeah.
So
You've
nitro
been
buggy, E-Truck.
Running that Truggy quite a bit this summer, looking
yeah, the
stoned.
new Kyosho finally offered an E-Truck. I thought I might as well try it out. I've run a converted Kyosho Truggy before, but...
Was that an old Evo or whatever?
Yeah, STRR double Evo.
Yeah, I've seen you running some pretty good battles at LCRC.
Yeah, man, it's a lot of fun. It's really important to have fun at the track. So.
Absolutely, yeah, it's the funnest class.
Yeah.
So, how long have you been coming to the barn?
Oof, I'm starting to lose track, I feel like, but probably, I think at this point, 7 or 8 years. I keep getting memories on Facebook, 6, 7 years ago.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But I think I started the year before I started posting anything.
Yep.
But yeah, I was at Walcott, and then someone told me I got to come down to the barn, and of course it's a lot closer for me. So
For sure.
now I'm here all the time.
Yeah, I was hoping maybe Lou will come by this weekend. It'd be great to see
Yeah, that would be
the
nice.
founding father, of,
Exactly.
well, one of them of this track. So you're an AKA guy, right? Still?
No, I'm kind of in
Run
between,
anything?
but Hot Race has been a recent favorite lately. I've been running the same set of white Bangkoks on my e-truck
Wow.
since the first race of the season. So
Wow. Yeah, they've got very good wear. I ran them the last couple of years.
exactly, yeah.
Definitely.
So it's probably kind of the way I'm swinging right now. But,
Yeah.
Still got some of my old Pro Line tires kicking around, seeing how those do.
Yep. All right, any of your, I got to catch up with Herman and Trevor.
The Kyosho gang,
The
yeah.
little Kyosho gang up the back here.
They're behind the Kyosho trailer.
All right, well, it's good to catch up with you, and I hope
Definitely.
the rest of your weekend goes well.
Thank you.
Cheers. Hey, we are here with Herman. How do I say your last name?
Oberding.
Oberding. That's always something I always struggle to remember. So Herman's been an old veteran of the barn, right?
30 years here.
Holy shit! Is there anyone else that old? I mean, that much of a veteran? I don't think so, right? Most people have either died or moved on.
Well, Lou's around still, but
Yeah, Uncle Louis. So I was talking to Davis Taylor, actually hoping to see him this weekend. So, so how's the weekend going so far?
very good. He broke the first race
Yeah.
for the Chuggy.
Right, I think he was just up
Yeah.
recently, right?
Yeah,
that's
Buggy did good,
All right, cool.
but everything's going well.
You guys coming out to the Mutant Challenge?
Yes,
Awesome.
100%.
All right. So what's he running? Nitro, Buggy, and Truggy today?
Yep, Kyosho.
Obviously.
Had to put
Kyosho.
that in there.
Yeah. So when you guys first started 30 years ago, was it just indoors?
Yes.
Yeah, right.
And then we built the outside track back in 94, I think it was.
Wow.
Yeah, we built the outside track. And then we started off with Offner,
Yeah. Wow, that's right.
ready to run, and that was it.
Yeah, that's right. What was I going to say? So yeah, if you look on YouTube, I remember there's some old videos of you out there from way back.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there's not a lot of YouTube stuff out there or recordings of those days.
Yeah.
But I remember seeing there's one on YouTube.
Yeah, what's his name? The Chinese guy did it.
Yeah, it's from.
It's Sam's on there too, right?
Yeah. That's pretty awesome to watch.
Yeah.
It's definitely cool to see those things.
Yeah, his mother's coming too. She's on her way down.
Oh, all right.
So today or tomorrow she'll be here.
So this is the 9th annual Big Apple Challenge.
Yep.
Next year will be the 10th anniversary of this race, which is kind of scary that 10 years went by.
10 years went by quick, right?
Yeah, I mean, I came to the first one, I think it was it 2014? Yeah,
2014.
So, Rohan's, really kind of done a good job at kind of keeping the barn alive all these years.
Did a real good job.
Yeah, for sure.
Doing good.
All right, well, it's
Great
good
time.
to catch up with you.
Having fun.
Yeah, that's the idea, right?
Been having fun for a long time.
Yes, you
How
have.
long did you start it?
I started in, I think 2009
Okay.
at Dirt Runners.
Dirt runner, yep.
And I was there with my two kids, and I was quite content. And I ended up meeting Jay Zellner actually running carpet cars, and he was like, you got to come to the barn. And I was like, those guys are scary up there. But once I came up here, it was kind of all over at that point. You know,
I gotta start racing again with these 40 plus.
Yeah, that's right.
I haven't raced. I've been racing down at Critters
Yeah.
because of my knee. I can't really get up the stairs.
No.
So-
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's
I
definitely.
try to stay, as local as possible. I can't really walk, so
Oh, that sucks for sure.
yeah, it's getting better though.
Good. All right. All right, man. Well, appreciate your time.
All right. Thanks, guys.
All
Have
right,
a good
see
day.
ya. Bye. We are live on live.com. All right, here with Jay Bless. Okay, at the barn for the 2023 Big Apple Challenge. So Jay, how long have you been coming to Barnstormers?
Well, believe it or not, the first time I came here was probably like 1994, 93. It was no outdoor track.
Yeah.
It was just an indoor track. All the tracks, or the tracks in the city all closed.
Yeah.
So we all came up here to race. I think we were racing at Queens Off-Roaders, I think.
Okay.
Then that closed down.
So you probably knew Herman when he was here back in the day.
No, like honest to be honest, I was young. That
Yeah.
year I was like, my mother drove me up here.
Yeah.
And they were like, this is crazy because it's like, where are we driving to? It's pitch black. We're from New York City.
Middle of fucking nowhere.
It was completely black. You drive down into this dirt road at night, and inside is a track.
Yeah, it's definitely middle of nowhere. I remember when I first started coming here with Zona, Jay Zona, and I'd drive out here on a Friday night into like middle of freaking nowhere. There'd be snow everywhere outside, but this place was always slamming on a Friday night back in the day. You know, like 4 or 5 pizza slash, and that was a good time.
Yep. So back then, Lou Seisma, he owned the barn.
Yep.
And I mean, I wasn't coming consistently. Then I came back. I stopped racing. You know, I got a car.
Yeah.
You know, got sidetracked into, of course, got into other things, and then I got back into racing, and you know, by then there was an outdoor track. Started racing Nitro, and then eventually Rohan, who I was running. We were dealing with the track in the Bronx, at Gun Hill Road, Fort Knox, and then eventually that closed down. He bought a track out in Long Island, that fell through.
MMRC or MRCC, whatever.
And then he ended up buying this about 2015.
Yeah.
And
I remember when that happened. I was like,
that was
a lot of people were like,
that was a blow.
Rohan taking over the barn.
Yeah, it was crazy.
But hey, he's still here.
He's keeping it alive.
Yeah,
keeping it alive.
10 years for the Big Apple Challenge next year. So 94 you said, so almost
30 years. It's 29 years.
Yeah. Wow. So you're one of the elders.
I mean, there's some people that clearly Herman. And, been here longer than
so
myself.
What do you race, like once a year now?
No, well, I got into carpet racing. At first, I hated it.
Yeah. Oh, like off-road carpet?
10 scale indoor carpet, because I really like indoor clay.
Yep.
But you know, all the tracks kind of closed down, so I started racing carpet out at Traction Action, and I kind of started to figure it out, and I fell in love with it. It's real easy. You know, you're clean. You know, I can just go to the track, race. I can, you know, racing might be 3-4 hours long. You know, between qualifying main and then I'm out and I can go do other things. So I do that a lot. I'll do that on a Friday, Sunday, Tuesday. And sometimes I'll just show up and test some things.
Yeah, that's cool.
But Nitro, I took last year. I didn't take it off intentionally. I was working. And I was out of town working, so I couldn't race, unfortunately. And that job had to end because I need to race for my sanity.
Absolutely. Oh, that's cool. So you think you'll make it out to LCRC at all this year?
Next week? I don't know.
Or Mugen Challenge maybe?
Maybe the Mugen Challenge.
Yeah, that'd be cool to see you there. For sure.
But definitely next week, after this week, then I gotta...
It's hard to do weekends back to back. I mean, even I don't generally do that, you know, but this race I missed last year because I was laid up. And but I always normally come out and do this whole live RC thing. Just to, you know, get it on the map a little bit. So people can see, you know, a track that's been around for 30 odd so years, of which there aren't many like that. So, well, cool. So you're in, what are you doing, 40 plus, and then, you did 40 plus? Yeah, and then regular?
Regular, yeah.
Where'd you stack up in regular?
I don't know because they're redoing they're redoing it. I did it.
Next semis or?
I didn't do it. On the first version of the shuffle I did where they counted both rounds. Yeah, I was definitely in the top portion of the semi, but I don't know if it's going to stay like that.
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
I think I got the TQ in 40.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
it was between you and Stover, I think, right? Or
Yeah.
Tony E was in the mix.
also, you know, Ophir actually.
the Ophir factor.
Terrorist.
well loved throughout the region.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I appreciate your time, and I will be trying to collect together like a bunch of little video clips of all the people who've been around for a while, or whoever. And I'll be posting some of them on Facebook.
Okay.
Appreciate it, man.
Thanks a lot.
So we're out here at the 2023 Big Apple Challenge. I got my little buddy, the less angry elf, Jason Treffler, who we had on the Northeast RC podcast, so we can do a little follow-up from that.
I see guys making their way.
So were you here? You were here yesterday practicing?
Yep.
And how's the track feel today compared to yesterday?
Well, with the sun out now, track's dried up, traction's come up. I mean, but the track conditions have been awesome all weekend. Like the weather, rain helped it a lot. No dust, cars are staying clean, tire wears really well. So it's been a lot of fun.
Absolutely. So we're, as you know, we're getting some weather coming in tomorrow again. So we're compressing our program into one day, which is the right thing to do. That's what Kevin would do over at LCRC. And that's the right decision. We'll get a full day of racing in. Do you think that you needed anything extra? Had we run a third round? Like, were you looking for anything else on the track?
You know, anytime, you know, it's more wheel time and lines and tire selection. I think with the mains getting sped up and still running ladder formats, you're still going to get that.
Yeah.
I think where I'm starting in both mains, what am I starting? Third in e-buggy for the AAA mains.
Yeah.
I think I'm second in the even or rod quarter. I forget which one.
Yeah.
I don't think I would have bettered my position there.
Yeah.
But, you know, I don't think it's going to make much of a difference. I would much rather finish the race than watch it rain.
Absolutely. How long is the semis? You know, I didn't
I know all the lower semis, like the 8 and the quarters, I think are only 10 minutes. I know the halves are, the 1/2 semis are 30 minutes.
Oh, wow.
And the main final is supposed to be 45 minutes, but I guess we'll see what happens there.
Yeah. I mean, I think I don't know, I haven't looked at the radar for today, but that would be cool, I guess, but I don't know if many of the drivers around these cars would survive 45 minutes, you know what I mean? Yeah, I was hoping for a little bit more since I made the old guy race. 15 minutes is kind of dull, but maybe I'll see how we can squeeze another 5 minutes out of him for that. But it's nice being back up here. Took a couple of years off. How long you been racing at the barn, do you know?
Chris Reland.
Racing in total?
How long you been coming here to race?
Oh, coming to barn? Oh my lord! The last time my first time ever coming here was actually with a bunch of guys that ran oval, but
That's right.
they were running 10 scale off road. So my first time ever was racing in the barn when I was 15 years old.
Nice.
So that was when Lou and Chris were running it.
Now you're 40 plus, so
now I'm in 40 plus, so it's
another
the age.
Another old guy. Yeah, I'm just talking to Herman and Jay Bless. So you guys were all sort of around roughly the same time. Bless said he started in '94. So. Wow.
Yeah, it was even to a point where we were racing in the barn. I had no idea an 8-scale track was even out there.
Right. Yeah, it's funny. I think the first year I came here racing with Jay Zellner and a bunch of the guys, and Lou was here, and Lou was such a, you know, I was so intimidated coming here originally, but Lou was so kind of welcoming.
Oh, absolutely.
But he had, he'd sunk like wooden logs or something, or, you know, a train girder or something in the track, so Kevin did that one year too, which was a lot of fun. You know, I was hoping
you did that at the Ronettes.
Create like a wagon wheel with the wood. That was a lot of fun.
Chris Verlant's in this race, so I need a volunteer for Chris Verlant.
Cool, man. Well, it's good to catch up with you. I'm trying to go around and catch as many people as I can. I'm gonna have to try and snag them before before their mains.
It's gonna get hectic soon.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it's like on at LCRC, I try and get more stuff done on the Friday, and then Saturday, all of a sudden I run out of time, and it's main days, and then no one's got time, so myself included. All right, man, good to catch up with you.
Thanks, Toby.
I need fun, guys. I need.
So
Ready to go?
we're here with Adam Drake at the 2023 Big Apple Challenge, Barnstormers in Chester. So Adam, you've been coming here since the first one, right?
Yeah.
2015?
Yeah, I think I've missed a couple over the years just because of like conflicts with other races, but for the most part, this is a annual event that I always try to make. Like I said, there's been a couple times, but for the most part, this is something that I always try to have on my schedule.
Do you prefer this kind of track, kind of beat up, dusty versus?
I mean, I'm open to whatever. I mean, the format, the people here is what makes the race super special and cool. Running the ladder system, you get a lot of track time. There's a lot of opportunity for people to bump instead of just most races where it's 2 or 3. Having 5 or 6 guys bump. This year they're doing an LCQ, so it's just a lot of racing, which can be good or bad. We all want more racing, but then it's also more that you have to kind of survive as well.
Yeah, prepare for. Yeah, exactly. I had a question for you. So, how did you meet Rohan?
I'm horrible with stuff like that. I don't.
I'm not good either.
He would probably know for sure. I don't remember specifically where I met Rohan, but obviously Rohan's a super special person. Once you've met Rohan once, you feel like you've known him for a long time. He's super hard working, and he just kind of has that never give up attitude. He'll do whatever it takes to be able to put on a race. Obviously, there's a lot of people that do help him, but he also does a tremendous amount of work himself. The late nights coming out to the barn, prepping and doing stuff when no one's here and no one sees it is a lot of times goes unnoticed. And I think that's the case with anyone who owns a track or puts on a race, but Rohan's a super special person.
Yeah, people have a lot of expectations. They roll in, they race, they don't realize a lot of the stuff that happens in the background.
Yeah.
So, I mean, obviously it's a year out, but you think you'll be here for the 24?
Yeah, that's the plan. I mean, obviously it depends, like if there's something
else coming
major or international, something that I just have to go to, but this is something that I always try to put on my calendar and make it a point to be here.
So as it's your 10th anniversary, Rhonda should come, really.
Yeah, it's tough for us, like, Rhonda still races a ton, but it's tough for us traveling because it's just the two of us for our business. So if we are both gone, plus we have to board the dogs, and then other races as well. So like this race didn't really work out because we're both going to a race in Montana in 2 weeks. So it's possible. I would love for her to be here. She's met most of the people here, like when she's gone to LCRC or at some of the bigger races. So it would be awesome for her to be here. We just have to kind of see scheduling wise because sometimes it can be a little difficult.
Yeah, I can imagine. Definitely. Cool. All right. Well, so you're up in your TQ 3 classes?
Yeah, everything's gone good so far. Don't really know what to expect now with the mains just because there is a chance of some weather coming in. So yeah, we're going to try to just plug through and get through as much of it as we can. If we do get some weather, obviously Rohan and his crew will work hard to get the track back in shape. But I think for the most part, the only thing we'd really have to maybe change is just tires a little bit. But so far all weekend blue reflexes have been really good. Some guys have run A2, but I've run blue pretty much all weekend.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's like all reflex stuff. Same on the truck, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah, I was going to run, I think I ran relapse actually in my second qualifier. Blue, they were really good.
Yeah, a few people have run relapse. I've just kind of stuck on reflex. Practice was a little bit limited just with the rain in the morning. So I just kind of stuck with what I've used in years past. I did bring relapse. I think relapse would actually work really good. But tire wear doesn't seem to be very high this year. So
sometimes it can be pretty abrasive.
Yeah, reflex should go the distance, no problem. And it's just a really consistent, solid tire to drive.
Cool. Do you make try and wrap this up real quick. Do you make, like when you come here, do you set your car up a specific way for this surface? Is there anything changes you typically make when you come here in the cars?
No, I mean, I think in 8 scale, like if you have a pretty good, like solid base that you're comfortable driving, obviously you're going to adjust shock oil to the temperature. But for the most part, I'm running the setups that I came with from home, like what I would run typically at our track, Palm Desert or Thunder Alley. Because when our tracks are dry, the dirt is a lot different, but has a similar like kind of driving or feel on the track. So I haven't really changed really a whole lot, mainly just you know, kind of looked at my notes from last year and you know, started with the tires that I ended with last year. And
that makes sense. All right, cool, man. I appreciate it.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
So here with Kevin Winters, a regular racer and YouTuber, I guess, in the area. We're at the 2023 Big Apple Challenge, trying to get this program in before the rain comes. So, how's your weekend going so far, Kevin?
A little bit rough. Had a couple of issues. One round I chose the wrong tire. Other round I got clobbered, but it was by accident in buggy. My first truggy run was my tie rod link popped off, so that was unfortunate. And then the next truggy one, they ran everyone in one, and it was
oh, that's right. Yeah, I saw that.
16 cars in one, and it was kind of hard to get past people and get to a solid, clean run. So definitely slowed down in that, just to try to not get clobbered or take anyone out or anything. But it's fun. We're doing the whole thing today, I guess, because it's supposed to rain 100% tomorrow. So trying to push right now, but it's like picking up wind, so hopefully it'll be okay. But I always come to this race pretty much every year. I like the ladder style format. Like last year I got like 3 buggy meets, like a 10-minute, half an hour, and then 45-minute.
A lot of run time.
And then a 25 or 30-minute truck meet, and then half an hour practice or whatever we did last year. So I like it for the format's really cool because you know you got a lot of run time, and it's like nationals almost, like where you're, you know, you have a potential to bump. I think they bump like 6, so that's cool. But I always enjoy this race. You know, I always try to come for this. But yeah.
So I don't think. How long you been in RC? How long have you been racing?
So I had RC when I was a kid. I would mess around with it, not race or anything, just, you know, like Toys R Us cars or, you know, the New Brights, whatever. You know. Then I got a hobby shop grade car. I would just run around in front of my house. And then I had a head injury in 2015, and then I got my old Nitro Monster truck running outside. And then before you know it, I bought a bunch of bashers, went through all those bashers, and I was like, I need to find a track. And then I found some local tracks, went to WRC, watched one race there, but my head was still bad at the time. I had a traumatic brain injury, so I couldn't really race. So in 2017, early 2017, I started going there, just practicing, not racing. I still get a lot of fatigue, so I have to kind of, you know, like take time and, you know, not overload myself. So some of these 3-day races are hard to make, but so I started racing. My first race was actually an enduro race at Wall. We had a club enduro race with trains too.
That's cool. Yeah,
Did that because like it was a team thing, so we could take turns. I had a lot of fun. I went to Family Hobbies the next weekend, and Trains and Lanes. So like 2018 was my first full racing year, but I was like still having a lot of issues. I still have issues, but I mean, I try to push through it as much as I can. I have good days, bad days. like last year, this race, my head kind of dumped off on me, but I still had a fun time. You know, I got headaches. I kind of have one right now. So, but I know you have some of that stuff. But
I'm a card-carrying member of the people who have problems with their brain as of last year.
Frankie, you got to pick money out or no?
But yeah, I mean, it's still fun, you know, like try to have a good time always, and you know.
Did you used to come? I guess this question. How long did you know Rohan before you started coming and racing here?
No, so my first race here was in 2018. I think it was. I actually filmed some of the main. It's on my YouTube. It was Mako Series 2018.
Right.
They were having an awesome battle. I think Schreffler, Dwayne, Karlowski, I think Kata, maybe Blaze. They were running and they were having a good battle and everything. And I was just filming it, you know. I didn't really know anything, you know. And then it started raining during the race, but it was a good race. But yeah, that was my first experience here. But I met Rohan at trains because I started racing at the very end of 2017, so I think I got an October race in and their old turkey race they used to do.
That's right.
I went to that. I met Rohan there. I filmed one of his races that he won or whatever. So I started talking to him there, and then I came here the following year. And yeah, it was a lot of fun, you know.
Yeah. He's quite a legend. So I always like to ask people, you know, how they met him. You know, I met him. Did you ever go? I guess you didn't go to the Fort Knox track in New York, in the city.
So actually, I went there like long after they stopped racing. Because I heard about that track online or whatever. So I actually went there and I practiced. There one time.
Now it's like all beat up.
With a basher, I think I went there actually.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was like an hour away from my old house, so I was like, all right, I'm gonna go check this out. So I ran there one day with the basher. But yeah, I think I went there once or twice to practice.
Yeah, that was a fun time.
Yeah, I watched all the old videos like at nighttime and all that. It looked cool, you know.
Yeah. Trying to remember the name, Baffa, the Baffa family, the father, Tom Baffa Jr., Tom Baffa Sr. was the race director, I think, for a while when we were racing up there. That's how I got to know that Baffas. I don't think any of them race anymore. They used to have a hobby shop in Brooklyn, right, I think? Years ago, for a long time. I think you know of them.
There was a hobby shop in the Bronx, right? Brooklyn Hobbies?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think so.
Cool. All right, man. Well, good to chat with you. I'm just like I said, I'm just trying to catch up with a lot of regulars.
Yeah, if you need help in your main or whatever, if you're gonna run, let me know.
Appreciate it, man. All right, we are here at the 2023 Big Apple Challenge with the infamous Tom Stover. We're actually neighbors, oddly enough, from lovely Washington, New Jersey. So Tom, you've been around the block, so as you say. How long have you been racing?
I've been racing. I started racing in 06, and I started Nitro when I lived out at Woodward Camp. I drove on the BMX track and stuff in 03. So I've been doing Nitro about 20 years exactly now.
Yeah, you do all kinds of different racing, right? I mean, you've been. You do like a lot of cycling, BMX and stuff like that when you were younger?
Yeah, I was into, I did it for my passion and my living, BMX freestyle, so X Games, stuff like that. And then I raced touring car out at Richfield by LCRC. I do 10 scale just for fun, but I've loved Nitro 8 scale since day one.
Yeah.
I've done Chuggy for 2 seasons ever, but I stay Nitro buggy and I've never owned an e-buggy.
Left that. Probably the way you should keep it.
That's right.
For sure.
And I do fifth scale now. Fifth scale, I love fifth scale.
Right.
So I'll get back and the mod finals will be at Joey's track out in Paris. I live in Arizona, so when I get back there, I'm going straight out to the mod finals. Matt Olson has his race for fifth scale. I love it.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I sort of remembered you were doing that.
Yeah.
So how much of an investment you have to make in a 8 scale truck to actually make it kind of decent?
If for a 5 scale?
Yeah, sorry.
I think it's proportionate. Like the buggy you see driving around at 10 scale track is about $1,000 out there.
Yeah.
A buggy you see driving around at 8 scale track is about $2,000 out there, and
Yeah.
at 5 scale is about $3,000 out there.
Oh,
That's to be really competitive though. That's the
Yeah.
best of everything. So
Yeah,
you can do it on a budget, but that's how I roll.
No, I mean, it sounds like you need to put a little money into some of the areas on those cars.
Yeah.
Clutch and driveline, stuff like that. So how long have you been racing at the barn? I mean, when was the first time you came here?
Damn, I'd have to do some digging on that, but a long time. It was when I lived in Pennsylvania.
Okay.
So I moved out to Arizona in 2010. So I would say my first time at the barn might have been 08 or 09. Maybe 08.
All right.
So a long time. Back
Yeah.
when Lou and his son was Chris Sitzma?
Yeah, Chris Sizemore.
Yeah. They used to run it. So
Yeah.
Kelby Roberts and
Yeah,
other
yeah.
dudes. I think this guy's name was Chrisman or something. He used to race out
I
here.
know who you mean.
So old name. Joe Alessi from he had his Lucky Seven company. So around all that time, it was a lot of fun.
That's right. You probably went to Connecticut to
Walcott.
quite
I never made it to Walcott.
Oh,
But yeah,
okay.
that's when the barn was racing with Walcott. But since I
Yeah,
was
that
from
was the
Woodward
original-
driving out here, it was already a long haul to get here. So
Yeah, the original Nest series was
Yes.
with them. I did a couple of seasons back. That's how I actually went there for the first place. So it was fun, but they didn't. I think they closed down a year or two later after I got into the hobby. I think, or at least started coming up here. So cool. So what are you were racing? When did you qualify today? You were like the semi?
yeah, I made the semi for the regular buggy class, and then I rode in the geezer class. I think I'm third, but I'm not going to run that because it's like directly before the our one race. I think.
Awesome. I'm glad to hear that. Because I'm in the geezer class, so I'll move up a spot.
Actually, I got to check the order. I think it's right before a semi, or maybe not. Maybe it's right before the ultimate main.
Well, you just said it on camera. You're not going to do it now, so there's no going back.
I don't know if it's before the ultimate main, and you got to get through the semi first to make that. So who knows?
I think it's half an hour semi, I think they said.
No, only 15 minutes.
Yeah, with the weather, I mean, they can't push it. I think they're trying to get the whole program in.
I hope I'm not going to run the geezer main because that means I'm in the ultimate main. I think. So.
Yeah, that's a lot of driving, a lot of relying on your car.
Exactly.
Take the abuse. The track's can be pretty abusive on the cars. So running that Kyosho this year, doing well with it?
Yeah, I just switched to Kyosho, and I loved it from the second I started trying. I had more stability, so I screw up less, like little step outs or bobbles. I don't really have them with this car.
Yeah.
And option parts are insane with this car because they don't change the platform much over the years.
No.
It's like an evolution of the car.
Yeah.
So, hubs from 3 years ago or 10 years ago might still work on this car, so you have endless options. It's
Absolutely.
really dizzying, but I've been in it a long time. I enjoy setup, so it's really enjoyable,
Did you run the MP9 back in the day?
I did, out at Fear Farm and stuff. There was a run in Arizona. I ran Kyosho for like 2 or 3 years.
Nice.
So, I had a lot of success. I liked it, but I love this hobby and I like changing brands. So at the time, I would stay in it, switch. I'm getting too old for that. I don't want to switch anymore, so I'm getting it's a lot to switch a car.
Absolutely,
So hopefully I'll ride Kyosho into the sunset. I'm 48. So.
Yeah, no, by the end of the year, I'll probably have one just because, same reason, I get to that point where building a car is kind of a big effort, but also it's kind of fun to, I think it's what drives you or keeps you interested in the hobby. And, if you like building kits, if you like trying different cars or whatever.
I don't enjoy that anymore.
No, I'm on the edge now. I just built an e-buggy. I kind of enjoyed that, but not so much driving the car, but whatever.
It's cool though that we're still finding passion in it at our age.
Yeah,
a lot of people just fall off and quit totally. So I still love racing. I don't love it as much as I used to, where I like building the kits and look forward to doing my different paint jobs and everything. So I definitely am losing some of the passion, but I still love it, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I think you're right. People do. They lose the passion, or they get tired of all the work. It is a lot of work.
A lot of work.
Maintaining the cars. And,
a lot of work.
They get beat up pretty bad.
I'm home for these summer trips. I rebuild my car weekly, and I have a practice car, so I'll be rebuilding this to go to LCRC for next weekend. Crazy.
Yeah, it is. But I guess it's as long as it's fun. They say. I went racing recently a couple of weeks ago, I guess, at the track, and I was just you know, I just wasn't having fun, you know what I mean? So I just went home because, you know, like if you're not having fun, then why do it? So I just like, it dawned on me at that point. I'm like, you know, this sucks. I'm going home.
But it's
That's
nice,
the first time.
It's nice to have the maturity kind of to do
Yeah,
that. You know?
yeah, right? I mean, rather than just like fight it out to the end and be like, you know, I was just like, you know what, fuck it, I'm going home, I've got shit to do. I got a very productive day. A little bit of racing, didn't go so well. Rest of the day, I sat on my new patio and had a beer, and it was a good time.
Good story about that. Back in the day when I was riding bikes, we went down to Dave Mira's warehouse, and he had his own personal warehouse he let us ride in. And he got there, let us in and everything, and he didn't feel like riding. And he's like, guys, here's the keys, lock up. I don't feel it today. And he left, and it really stuck with me because in that stuff there was physical consequence. So, you know, if you're having an off day, it can always get worse with that stuff. This stuff you can't, but it's still nice to have the maturity to be like, you know what? I'm not feeling it, and be able to go home and still enjoy your day.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that was kind of first time I'd done that. You know, a lot of times I would just kind of push through, but this time I was like, you know, no, I'm out.
I think that comes with age. So
Yeah.
Nice.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate you chatting to me.
Yeah.
And, you know, like I said, I'm trying to get a nice collection of videos. I've been posting them as I'm doing on Facebook just for shits and giggles, but I'll probably put them all together in a little montage at some point and then try and do a little barn video.
Awesome.
All right, man. Thanks a lot.
Yep.
With Alan Placer. Alan, how long have you been coming to Barnstormers?
10, 12 years now, I think.
Even longer than...
Same as George, I think. Yeah, it's about 12 years. Yeah.
What brought you here?
George, actually. I started re-racing again. Been racing since '84, but got into A-scale racing with George, and it was mostly my son racing in the beginning. And when he got a little older and started to move on, and I had these cars, I'm like, well, time for me to put them on the track.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Actually enjoy it for yourself a little bit.
Yeah.
So, so you're running the techno cars. How were your cars yesterday?
They were fabulous. Minor changes in suspension, actually more steering geometry that I needed to make to get them tuned in. A little sway bar change for the bumpy bumps that we got at the barn. Yeah, but good lap times. I'm happy.
You got the VP Pro tires. What's working for you out there?
VP Pro, you can't go wrong with the turbo tracks here. They just go over everything. If the track is freshly watered, I'll put Rain Masters on. But I'll be on turbo tracks the whole weekend and just chasing compound.
Cool. What are you coming out to LCRC for the Mugen Challenge this year?
Mugen Challenge I'll be at, I won't make next week's, I'll be at ENAX.
Yes, right,
electric
Nationals.
I'm an electric guy.
Electric guy, yeah. Alan's an electric guy and hates marshalling nitro.
Hates marshalling nitro.
That's awesome.
That's right.
Yeah.
Representing New Jersey at the ENAX.
Hey, someone's got to, right?
That's right.
You and the other 60 entries.
Yeah.
All right. I think that's about it. I'm just going to go around trying to catch up with a few friends, a few old timers from the barn, and probably post some of this on Facebook if you don't mind. Either or do a montage of everybody for the podcast and 46RC Live Media.
Awesome. Love what you're doing for us. Thank you.
Thank you.